Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into a world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes have journeyed into the Underdark to find Ranger and the Stained Guard. But why is Ranger chained at the feet of Quenthel Bainair? Will our heroes be able to liberate the rest of the Stained Guard? Will Butthole's daddy issues ruin their chances to free their friends? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Strong man, tiny peener. I feel like I know you somehow.
Yeah, we know you, Ranger.
No, we don't know him.
Don't listen to him.
No,
Get me out of these chains, please. It's definitely not turning me on.
As I said, we're here for our aroused friend.
So,
Or enemy, if that makes you more willing to let him go.
no. As I said, I'm very glad to hear that. The matron explains that a ranger was captured by her honor guard while he and his team of stained guards assaulted the Academy of Shadows, which is an alchemical institute that, again, you've heard of in the surface, but generally speaking is kind of secretive. There was a murder of a prominent drow scientist named Xanthus, whose heart was torn out. And the Stained Guards seemed to be protecting whoever did it as they escaped. So by the time drow forces arrived, they sent in the mercenary group, the Bregan Darth, led by Yaraxel Bernet, who basically held down the fort and managed to destroy the Stained Guard. However, their leader, Ranger, put up a tremendous fight and in his ravings seemed to evoke something that the drow have been on the guard for. So they pulled him in, hoping that someone would arrive to collect him, and lo and behold, here you are.
So I raise my hand and I just say, awkward question. You're saying all of the other Stained except him are dead?
That is correct.
And how long ago was this battle?
2 days.
Do you have bodies?
We've fed them to the spiders.
Oh,
Okay, I can't.
didn't need to know that.
We got not. Well, if there was a body, I could have brought two of them back from the dead.
can show
I'm
you
not
what's-
so mad about the question as I am about the answer.
I can show you what's left.
No.
Unless there's like a head on a body, there's no point.
You could piece one together, I suppose.
No, I've done that before. It's a real waste of time. Plus, people lose them in fires. It's train wreck. Right, Martha?
Absolutely.
So, Ranger, behind Butthole and Quinny, you see a female drow wearing armor, oddly enough.
She's elderly. She looks vaguely like Batman's mom.
Or Superman's, take your pick.
But a drow.
I see you brought a crypt keeper with you.
I look behind me.
No, I was talking to you.
I look up and I say, he's a dick to everyone but Butthole.
Yeah, this guy's great. Okay, so can we have him?
Quenthel begins to explain that Menzoberranzan has been suffering, as have local communities, from a strange ailment that seems to be spreading throughout the Underdark. And honestly, it's very similar to what has inflicted Ranger. People have been leaving their homes unexpectedly, seem to be following orders, and it's very much akin to the mind control of a mind flayer or an ithalid, something that manages to possess someone and drive them. Unfortunately, the forces of Menzoberranzan have had no luck whatsoever in locating the source of this particular ailment. That said, what's affecting Ranger seems to be different, but similar, almost as though it's a byproduct of this effect, not this effect itself. And since he's been chained up, he's been desperately trying to escape, not just for himself, but to go in a certain direction. So the matron believes that Ranger might be the key to finding what has caused this, even though he seems to be affected by a different form of it. And as a result, she offers you a pardon for him and his freedom if you will rid Menzoberranzan of this threat.
I think it's time for us to save Mentos Baratheon.
Yeah, that kind of aligns with what we're looking to do anyway. So I feel like the death of Xanthus.
Wait, Xanthus dead or heart torn
I'm just
out?
going to raise my hand and say, yeah, we'll take the gig. Everybody, shut up. These are secrets for us.
Are you saying something about secrets? Can I hear?
From like across this royal chamber.
Okay, Your Majesty, he's got 2 dicks. We're trying to keep it a secret. I don't know if you noticed. They're both fully erect.
I have 2 dicks.
How could you not notice?
Oh, my goodness.
I feel like they look at me no matter where I go. It's a weird painting thing.
If you cross your eyes, then it actually just looks like the face of the famed gnomish actor Alan Tudyk.
Please, Chatty Cathy's, release me from these shackles.
What does
my
it mean by
head
release?
What?
What do you mean by release?
Release my hands. from these shackles so that I may use them to release some bodily fluids from my mighty shaft.
This man needs to poop, Your Majesty. Can we take him outside? He needs to poop and pee.
My brain is not all there just yet. Please, I'm so tired.
It's more there than you think.
Do you accept my terms?
Yeah, we're Mentos. Everybody's going to be free from the mind fucker or whatever.
Then go forth and make fresh. Become fresh makers! She gestures. They take the chains off Ranger. Ranger, you almost fall to the ground, but your massively erect twist knot manages to prop you up. So you're kind of doing one of those forward lean things from that Justin Timberlake music video.
Does that hurt?
In a good way.
So you're able to collect Ranger, and you're kind of shown to a side chamber where you can make your plans.
Can we have our stuff back?
When you leave, yes.
Okay, that's valid.
So the information that they give you is that the most disappearances have been happening from a deep gnome city nearby.
Good. If it's a gnome city, it'll be easier to kill them because they're small. I mean, if they're evil, I want to save them. I'm here to spread goodness.
When he's just like looking at Butthole. Like, you sure about that?
Well, how did it go down when we fought? It's not a nice truth, but it's a truth.
I pulled my punches. I fought your dad instead.
Well, we all did a little bit of that. Oh no, my dad. Then my face just falls fully gray. And I just have a moment there internally.
I guess you're back with your guide, Frick McNasta. So Frick McNasty tells you that the local Sphereneblen, or the deep gnome city of Blingdenstone, has seen the most disappearances and has become something of a ghost town. So she recommends you begin your search there. She recommends that you seek out most honored Barrow Warden Mayor Peabody to gain more information, if indeed you can track her down.
This is a gnome society?
Yes, a deep gnome society. So think gnomes, but they're gray. Their eyes kind of have that horrible dark light whiteness from living in low light. So that's what she recommends. She gives you directions. It's just south of Menzoberranzan. Should take about a day to get there. That seems to be where the majority of the disappearances have happened.
Is the Academy of Shadows open to investigation? I mean, if you want us to figure out what's going on your behalf, I think we should start where this inciting incident was.
They'll let you go back and investigate. They're a little hesitant about letting Ranger back there, but they warn you on threat of death that if he stirs up some shit, then you'll pay the price.
Why does everybody have their swords out against old Ranger?
Because we hate you.
That's not true. These people are troubled. See, how does he look? Is he the same stained-wise, or what's that?
So interestingly, the handprint that had stained his face has started to bleed and kind of splinter. Not in the same way it did with Alan, where it seemed like it was expanding, but more so as though it's almost diluting.
Okay, so I shine up my vambrance on my forearm, and I hold it up, and I'm like, look, you see that blue stuff on your face?
Oh, looks radical.
Yeah, well, it was so radical that it made you murder a lot of civilians. So now people think of you as a bit of a war criminal.
What? I couldn't lay my hand on a fly.
From what we've seen, that is blatantly untrue under every circumstance.
Yeah.
You've killed so many things.
And eaten them.
Do you wonder about the sword?
All my memories are fragmented. Please leave me be, you three ghosts of Christmas.
Butthole, I don't know if blame is the correct approach in this situation.
Oh, no, it's not his fault.
Feels
He's
good.
a great guy. I mean, look at his shorts, and his shorts are just the head of a beholder with his legs jammed through the two eye holes.
They're warm and squishy all the time.
Yeah, we killed that thing. That's how you made those pants.
Oh.
Then you ate part of it and got superpowers for a bit.
Oh, I ate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, daddy-like.
We're helping him find himself again, Martha. It's okay. This is an advanced therapeutic technique.
Ranger, can you roll me a wisdom check?
11.
I'm going to say that you don't get a huge success, so it's not like it all comes flashing back, but nor did you fail. So things are starting to become a little bit clearer. You do have shorts. They must have come from somewhere, right?
Indeed, I think I did slay many a poor individual soul. I can't believe I'm the same ranger that was birthed by a gentle mom and father in the woods near the Temple of Ogma. Could this be my new destiny? Am I destined to be a murderer for the rest of my years?
Quinny's walking towards the academy, just leaving him behind.
Ranger, I'm struggling too. I don't know my future. I don't know my fate. I think the thing is we got to find it together. Maybe you're a cannibal. Maybe I'm a murderer, but maybe we're both heroes.
Ranger, do you want to be a murderer?
No.
No, Martha, no. We might need him to kill things if you don't talk about this.
Oh, God! Oh, I feel a compulsion. We must leave this place. I must go somewhere. There!
And he points towards the Academy of Shadows.
Okay, I guess we're going there. Thank you, Major Freaky. Can we leave?
She quietly apologizes about the knife and then points you to your gear. So you get re-geared up. Guy, one thing we've added since last you played with us is a mechanic called stress. So basically, everyone has 5 points of stress. And you can use stress basically if you decide that there's something you want that maybe you don't have. And then I'll ask you why you might have that.
How much stress do we have?
5 points. So you re-gear up. Ranger, you are handed your sword, your bow, and the rest of your gear. And you make your way through the streets with, again, an honor guard following you to the Academy of
Are
Shadows.
these streets lit or no? Like, what's the amount of light in the Underdark?
Each city's different. In Menzo Brands, and there's a massive stone pillar in the middle that's enchanted every day with an enchanted red light that slowly eats its way up to the top. Here, that's how they track days, since there's no day or night. You're seeing torches here and there. Ultimately, the drow can see in the dark. But as kind of a courtesy, they have a lot of purple flames dancing in small pits and lanterns. So light enough that you guys can see, but not great. Okay. So I'd say Ranger and Quinny, you guys can see just fine. Juniper and Butthole, you're having a bit of difficulty.
I'll put on my goggles of the owl. So it's like Elton John style goggles, and it means I can see in the dark.
Juniper, you're slightly outmatched here, but you're still able to follow along.
I'm stumbling a little bit.
Cool.
Be wary, my comrades, for these drows are very insidious creatures, and there's known to be a trap or two.
You know, she's a drow.
I'm sorry, I thought you were a skeleton person.
Honest mistake.
Juniper, are you keeping the Martha outfit on?
Until I leave.
Ranger, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Yes, of course. Ooh, 21.
As you're walking, you find a scrap of blue fabric that you remember as belonging to the uniform of one of your compatriots. Who was he and how did he die?
Oh, Hershey. Oh, sweet, tasty, fudgy Hershey. You're my closest companion on the SS McSquiggly. How we would spend the nights opening up little tiny pieces of chocolate and licking them and placing them in each other's mouths and having a time regaling ourselves with chocolates eaten past. Why did I eat your heart? Why did I eat your heart, Hershey?
So, Ranger, I'm going to give you 1 point of inspiration for the power of heart. Hershey's heart.
Oh my God.
Hershey, my friend, your loss won't be for naught.
The Academy of Shadows looks to have been the site of, think like a police precinct siege in a movie where that kind of stuff happens. So clearly there was a battle outside. It had been carved to have various depictions of scientific things. So alchemy, magic, science, all that sort of stuff. However, the facade seems to have been damaged fairly heavily. You're let in by a couple of drow soldiers. Inside, you find that it looks, again, like a mass melee happened. There's still bloodstains on the wall. It's like a crime scene has been closed off. It's a large circular cavern carved out of stone. There were a bunch of lanterns that throw flickering, dancing shadows against the walls, which you suspect is how it got its name. So the entire place is, on the one hand, vaguely unsettling because the light's constantly moving. On the other hand, there is something hypnotic about it that kind of lulls you a little bit and calms you. There's a large circular staircase that goes around the perimeter, and it leads down into kind of a sunken area where there are various stations set up. Most notably, there's sort of a large, very busy desk covered in papers and books, and there is a corpse next to it whose chest has been ripped open.
Nerd alert.
You make your way down to the corpse, and upon removing the sheet, you realize it is not, in fact, Hershey, but a dark elf that looks vaguely familiar to Quinny and Butthole in that it looks like Xanthus.
Like the form that Alan changed
into.
Ranger, does being back here jog your memory about what happened? You're the only one who has firsthand experience who's still alive with what happened. The moments before this guy was killed.
I don't recall a single thing. There was a flurry of action. Swords and blood and viscera, but that's all.
Well, here's the thing. Martha is a therapist, which means she might be able to use hypnotherapy to take you into your memory. So, Martha, hypnotize away.
Just look of panic over Martha's face.
No, you can do this. You're really good. Martha is so smart. She used to hypnotize me when I was a kid. It helped.
Does anyone have a necklace?
Yes, I always carry at least 15. Here you go. Friends
Right.
forever.
This is just what I've seen in traveling plays and things. I don't know if this is actually going to work. I don't say that out loud. What you see is just confidence. Ranger. This is It's ridiculous.
I am hypnotized.
Put the necklace down.
You got him. You got him already. You're so good.
Juniper, how do you want to try and draw answers out?
I think this would probably be a persuasion.
So if you could roll that, please.
Yeah.
I'll give you advantage because Ranger's helping you by being Ranger.
Extremely cooperative.
10.
So you will get 3 questions.
And I will open the floor to any suggestions for questions.
I think we got to keep this fair, so everybody gets one question. Quinny, you
That
got to
sounds
go
good.
first.
Sure.
Just because you know Ranger better than I do.
Yeah, you care the most about Ranger Quinny, so you should go first.
I'm purely here for Alan. Ranger, what happened here at the Academy of Shadows leading up to this man's death?
I was in the belly of the beast with my suicide squad. The big man, or the big cheese as we'd call him, he went away. We held guard. Just then, dozens upon dozens of his minions, the drow bastards, came flooding through the walls, the gates, the doors, whatever you'd like to call them, I don't know. And we all stuck a sword in each one of their buttholes. Every single drow bastard we cut to ribbons. That's all I recall.
Ranger,
Yes.
what do you know of Xanthus's plan? What was his goal?
He was looking for other people that looked like him that could make him more powerful. That is what he said to me, Ranger.
Thank you, Ranger.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay, so just to be clear, the dead guy on the floor, who we think is Xanthus, you're telling me this is not Xanthus. Xanthus went somewhere else on a continued quest to murder copycats or lookalikes. Yeah?
For the life of me, I can't recall. All I know is I have a strong neutral feeling. Perhaps he can jump from body to body. I don't know.
Oh, that's a weird theory. Okay, good. We learned stuff. Good hypnosis, Martha.
Ranger, hypnosis over.
Oh, nuts. I wanted her to make him dance like a chicken. I saw a guy
I'm
do
a
that.
chicken. I'm gonna dance. He like takes off his shirt
Stop.
and like
Stop. Stop. They're gonna
my
kill
nipples
us.
are
They're
pinchy.
gonna
I'm
kill
pinching my
us, you
nipples.
idiots.
I'm pinching my
Stop.
nipples like a chicken. And then he motorboats Quinny.
Weirdly, the guards are also dancing to this dance. Like they've got their nipples in hand. They're loving it. This is a big Menzo Baranzan dance craze.
I turn into Juniper and pull up my pan flute.
Ooh, well. I'm a big fan of muscles.
Put me down.
This is good. I think we've got an idea of what's going on here. Now, Ranger, do you have any idea? They said you've got like something pulling you in different directions. Is there a direction you want to go?
Yes, out of here. I'd like to go to a beach and have a Mai Tai, but that's just none of the cards. So I think it's best we go to the Shadow Academy.
We're at the Academy of Shadows, Ranger. Holy shit.
We're inside the Shadow Academy right now.
We're in there.
Yeah, that's where this dead guy is.
Oh!
This is a problem. Hypnosis took away his memory.
I run. I'm out of arm's reach. I'm gone.
As he continues to sing
Where's that little titty suckler?
As Ranger continues to serenade you, the pull becomes too great, and he begins to chicken dance his way out of the Academy of Shadows. And I think Butthole and Juniper, you're probably like following along fairly diligently. Quinny, you are begrudgingly walking ahead of him, but still following, if that makes any sense. One of those things where-
I know that. Yeah.
It's like, I'm not walking with you today, Mom.
That's right. Exactly. Every kid knows that. Yeah.
Yep. You're led deeper and deeper into the Underdark. Eventually, you reach a large, it looks much more like a castle than the sort of natural layout of Menzo Baranzan.
Like it was built instead of carved.
Yeah,
out
the
of stone?
the front gate is like solid, polished stone. It's still built out of the walls, but at least from the outside, there's a much clearer delineation, whereas Menzo Baranzan kind of opened itself up to you. That said, the roof is much lower in the tunnels, and so far taken a lot of twists and turns. If it wasn't for Ranger's guidance, you likely would be deeply lost now. You see that the gates are open very casually.
And these are the gates to Blingdenstone?
Blingdenstone, yes.
I'm going to go up and just knock on one of the gates and be like, hello, new friends.
As you do, the gate just slowly open, and a piece of scroll flutters past you on the ground.
I want to grab it if I can.
Sure, yep. You grab it. You can't read the language.
I can read it, though.
I hold it up and I say, just read it out loud.
It has the sketch of a sphere niblin. I'm just going to keep trying to get that right. It's a deep gnome man. He seems to be smiling, looks just kind of like a generically handsome gnome. And it says, as you kind of piece together from your...
I'm going to cast Comprehend Language.
Great.
So I can actually just read it.
It says, missing, not lame Liam, our dearly beloved pal. And it seems to be a description of him. And it mentions that seem to be getting involved with an odd group known as the Cult of Cortexus. Please, if you find him, we miss him. Signed, slightly less lame, Karen.
I relay all of this to the group. This doesn't sound like Stain Guard brainwashing. This sounds like that illithid stuff they were talking about.
Maybe, yeah, if the cult are the bad guys. I mean, is anybody here? Because, like, if everybody's gone from here and all we've got is not lame Liam, then I'm thinking what we got to do is go try to find this cult, because odds are if he's, like, the first, like, if we want to call him Lamo Zero, then the rest of them kind of caught it from him.
Is that like a patient zero thing?
That was what I was trying for.
God damn.
I'm glad someone got it. I was really worried after that complete silence.
I'm going to poke my head through the gate. What do I see if I'm looking now into...
The buildings all seem to look, to your mind, almost like piles of stones. But there it does seem to be an order. More disorderly than bedrock from the Flintstones, but in that ballpark.
Okay.
So it almost looks like just piles of stones that have been built into buildings. Looking around, you can feel there's sort of some cavern breezes coming through from various things, and you can see tons of these pamphlets blowing through the streets. They seem to be stuck to walls. You can still comprehend the languages. They all seem to be various missing posters, and it seems to be for
all different people.
Yeah, for gnomes, it seems to be for gray dwarves. Gradually, though, you can see they're getting more and more desperate, and it's more and more just names. You'd guess the earlier ones have been sketched, but as the epidemic increased, it just becomes more and more name, missing, report here.
I summarize that basically being like...
You don't even need to summarize. I just look around the corner and I'm like, whoa, this is creepy.
Yeah, and it's just like posters kind of everywhere. The last thing I want to look for then before proceeding is just want to look now that we're peeking through the gate. Has anything been broken in? Is this gate functioning? Like, was it busted in or busted out at all?
It seems that it was just left unlocked.
Quinny, it looks like everybody's gone because they've all had their minds flayed or whatever.
I guess.
We probably need to go look for this cult. Ranger,
Cult
do you
of
still got like
Cortexus.
a signal in your penises just dragging you somewhere right now?
I've got a slight pull from the scrotal region, yes.
Okay. Quinny, I know you're back in your new body. I don't want to say that you have to go back to old habits, but I don't want to trap you in ignoring things you love.
Come on, what is it? What is
Do
it?
you want to go look for treasure and try to loot this empty kingdom?
Yes, I do.
All right, everybody, Ranger. And then I just reach over and we just like tie Ranger's hands and tie him to something so he can't leave. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do this like a show I saw in the Porn Hut. It was advertised. It's called Shopping Spree. So everybody gets 10 minutes to run through the empty kingdom, and whatever you can carry back with you, you can keep.
Can we do that right now?
Okay, I'm going to untie Ranger. He's excited enough that he's not leaving.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm going to need to look up a loot chart, but yes, we can!
And go!
So you're all going to roll on a D100 system.
And then Goblin Jr. is also going to be doing this.
Son of a bitch. All right, I'll roll for Goblin Jr.
And Billy Fingers and and the monkey wrench guy who's also here.
His name is Wrench. Thank you. So everybody roll and let me know what you get.
60.
20.
Yeah, it's a 6.
29.
26.
26. I got it wrong already.
39.
Goblin Jr. got a 33. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what you need to roll next, and then I'll tell you what magical bullshit you all get.
Oh, we're getting some magical bullshit, y'all. I'm excited.
I feel bad about stealing, but it's such a positive vibe in this room that I don't want to
No,
dampen
Juniper,
that.
they're probably already dead.
Oh.
Juniper, depending on how the battles go, I might be able to raise 2 of them from the dead if they're not too massacred.
If we find them alive, we give this stuff back.
Oh, I'm not taking anything from anybody we can bring back. That seems fair. No, you can't look at Quinny. That's Quinny keeps his stuff. That's a Quinny rule.
I was trying to think about how Quinny pretends to ignore you.
So here's what I need you to roll further. Each of you, as you run through the town, find, not in one place necessarily, but in the various houses you're able to raid, a variety of stuff.
This doesn't sound very heroic, but we're definitely doing
I
this.
don't like raiding.
It is not heroic at all. Juniper, I need you to please roll me 2d6.
Okay. 11 total.
You find 110 gold, and can you roll me a d4, please?
4.
So you get to roll
real good.
4 times on my magic chart.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
So
Christmas in the Underdark.
grab those D100s and please roll 4 times.
10, 76, 95, and 98.
Juniper, you find a potion of greater healing,
Ooh.
a saddle of the cavalier, a pouch of dust of dryness.
Also known as my wife's vagina.
I'm not going to high five that one
No,
because
I'm going to leave you hanging.
I don't understand how women's bodies work.
and I don't like you.
Okay.
And a ring of swimming.
Okie dokie.
Quinny, can you please roll me 3d6?
A total of 12.
Quinny, this is kind of Christmas for you. It's been a long time since you've got to rob this much stuff. To your disappointment, you managed to find 1,200 gold, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. But
Until you come out and see Juniper like walking out with a bunch of magical shit. Because unfortunately, yours is the only roll that doesn't let you roll on the magic chart.
that's fine. Like, I wouldn't know that. I'm happy to just have the gold.
For now. Ranger, can you roll me 2d4, please?
3 and 2. 5 is the number when you add them together. 5.
So you find, I think, a lot more gold, but only really care to take 125 with you. So you get 125 gold, and can you roll me a d6, please? So just a standard die.
5.
You get to roll 5 times. On my magic table.
Fuck you.
He's found so many magical items he left gold behind. That's right.
Yeah.
Could I use this small one as a pack mule?
Yes. Yeah, sure. Give me stuff.
You can ride him with that saddle she found.
Oh, no, I don't want this anymore.
Go ahead and roll, please, sir.
All right, here goes. 8. Oh. 7. 23. 19. This is the fourth roll, right?
Yeah, this is the fifth one now, right?
I think this is
Yeah.
the fifth one.
Yeah, can you blow on this? Thank you. That wasn't the dice. 86. Tell them what I win.
Congratulations, Ranger. You've won 2 potions of greater healing.
Yes.
1 potion of fire breath.
Ooh.
1 potion of resistance.
Resistance on the PS3.
As well as a cloak of the manta ray.
Cloak of Manta's Ray. What does this cloak look like, by the way?
A manta ray.
Nice.
It's like you just raided like a potion shop.
Yeah, he went into one house and just took their coat and every potion on the table.
I like imbibing fluid, so this works out perfectly.
So what does the cloak of the manta ray do, Tom?
The cloak of the manta ray. It's
Yes.
adventuring gear. It's wondrous. It goes over your shoulders. While wearing this cloak with its hood up, you can breathe underwater and have a swimming speed of 60 feet. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
Is there anything that restricts me from not wearing this hood up all the time?
Style.
Does pee or alcohol, do they count as water?
If you're fully submerged, yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's a
I'd
question.
buy that.
I have a
DM.
weekend planned.
Butthole, can you please roll me 3d6?
Don't roll a 12.
That is, oh my God, that's triple sixes. That's 18.
So you will get 18.
Excuse me?
Not rolls. This isn't for rolls. This is for
I was going to say,
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
fuck,
I
dude.
walk
that's
out
amazing.
carrying a hut, like just a whole hut.
Yeah.
So you're going to make 1,800 gold, and then can you roll me a d6, please? Normally, you're only supposed to get one of these entirely, but given that you're raiding an entire city that has literally no one there, and they all
3.
left their doors unlocked, so you get 3 rolls on my magical table.
19, 62, 38.
You get 1 potion of fire breath.
Hey, Fire Brothers.
You get a bag of holding,
Oh, sweet.
and you get a potion of animal friendship.
What does a potion of animal friendship do?
Lets you cast animal friendship for free.
I can take it at some point if I need to befriend an animal.
Yes, it's either that or you need to feed it to. Let's find it.
I will say, when you mentioned earlier that Quinny might feel like he got screwed over, it wouldn't feel that way, finding this purse of 1,200 gold, feeling pretty good about that. But as he walks out, kind of like, feeling the weight of it, feeling pretty fucking satisfied and smug with himself, just seeing you guys walking out with armfuls of magical shit, potions, different apparel, more gold than he has, he definitely feels ripped off. And he's like, I think some of us should spend some more time exploring while, like, you guys maybe watch the gate.
Quinny, this is the rules of the shopping spree. Everybody gets 10 minutes. We got to keep going. I want to take all of my assorted heavy items, and now I just get to delightfully put them in this bag of holding. So I just have like this little bag, and I tuck it up inside the tummy of my armor because like we've been doing a lot of travel, so I'm not quite as girthy as I want, but enough. It's sort of like how women hide things in their bra, only it's me inside like the gut portion of my armor.
Now just keep it under that gut fold.
Yeah. Oh, and I see, Juniper, you've got like a whole saddle there. Do you want to put that in the bag rather than carry a saddle?
Okay.
Okay, then what about...
Yeah, in the bag.
Oh, I wanted to ride the baby.
It's me. I'm the baby. Talking about me.
Oh, to be clear, you don't need a saddle to ride Quinny. He loves that.
No, I don't.
He loves kissing, and he loves hugs, and he loves getting ridden. He's the best.
I hate all of that, and I will stab the next person who tries it.
Challenge accepted.
Tom, dust of dryness, could you?
Sure. Juniper, the dust of dryness, you get 1d6 plus 4. I rolled a 5, so you get 9 pinches of dust. You can use an action to sprinkle a pinch of it over water. The dust turns a cube of water 15 feet on a side into a marble-sized pellet, which floats or rests near where the dust was sprinkled. The pellet's weight is negligible. Someone can use the action to smash the pellet against a hard surface, causing it to shatter and release the water the dust absorbed. An elemental composed mostly of water that is exposed to a pinch of the dust must make a DC 13 Constitution save. Otherwise, it takes 10d6 necrotic on a failed save. Oh, wow. So basically, you can use it to capture water.
It's the janitor sawdust.
For Barf.
Yeah.
So we've learned where everybody is. Ranger robbed some spelunker's order. It appears Juniper robbed a janitor's closet. Quinny just stole
I robbed a middle-income family.
And Goblin Jr., not to be left out of the
about him.
adventure.
I believe in him.
Don't worry, mighty hound. You're bound to get something wonderful.
Goblin Jr. drags some kind of armor out. It seems that Goblin Jr. found a chest plate. It seems to be magical. You're not quite certain what it is, unless someone wants to try and identify it using magical means.
Sure, I'll try. I got nothing to lose. I'll go over it, I'll pray and rest my hands on it and try to moonhammer my way into knowing compared to the other fields that have injured or healed me.
Yeah, I'll try to
what
check
this
it
could
out
be.
too and see if it's got an infernal origin maybe.
Sure.
Could I use insight?
Yep, sure.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
So I'll do investigation if that's okay.
18 for insight.
And 8.
Quinny, sort of interlocking armor, looks heavy. You can tell that it's clearly armor that's been enchanted. It's not just well made, although it is fine armor. Looks like it would take someone with strength of 15 at least to wear it. Again, there's some magical business going on, but you're not entirely sure what it is. You might need to take it somewhere to get it checked, or you could just slap it on and see what happens.
Too big for me. That's as far as my investigation went.
I could try it on.
Here's the thing. If we know it's enchanted, we don't know if it's enchanted to kill the wearer or give you some sort of weird vulnerability we don't know.
That seems unlikely given its armor.
Listen, we can start strapping random magic on
understand.
people, but we can put it in the bag and then...
I just like armor.
Do you want to put it on Juniper? Let's have a real conversation.
later.
You're so positive, and then I shot it down, and I don't like my own negativity. I need to support the goodness in others. There's goodness in this armor.
Not being negative, just being prudent.
Can I ask Goblin Jr. what he makes of it?
Yeah, it's some good armor.
Oh, okay. So no sense of good or evil or...
I mean, it's big, it's heavy, seems like good armor.
All right, you and I are pretty much on the same page.
I saw some other armor, didn't look good, so I got the good armor.
And the more we converse, the more kind of unnerved I am. I keep forgetting, when I tune my ears into these speech like this is what Goblin Jr. sounds like. It's this is too weird.
Is anybody else weirded out by this tiny man talking to a dog?
No, they snarf to each other. It's sort of a thing now. You know how you and I talk, and it only makes sense to us because we have a magical bond?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got some version of that.
Why is he sniffing his butt then?
Oh, that's just, it's politeness.
Oh, okay.
Dogs do that to each other. So Quinny, you got to speak the language. He speaks it fluently. You should see him lick his own balls.
Hey, Quinny, I'll give you a dog treat if you lick your own balls.
Give me the dog treat first.
Lick your balls.
Give me the dog treat first.
Lick your balls.
Give me one of those potions.
Okay. Oh, no, you didn't lick your balls.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, our special guest, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons.